The moon will cast its shadow over parts of the Eastern Hemisphere from Africa and Eastern Europe to the Pacific in a solar eclipse on June 21st, on the same day as the Northern Hemisphere's summer solstice. A solar eclipse takes place only during a new moon, when the moon passes directly between the Earth and the Sun. As the moon passes between the Earth and the Sun, it casts a full shadow on some parts of the planet and a partial shadow on a wider region of the Earth. New moons occur frequently, 13 times a year to be exact. Yet, we don't see 13 solar eclipses each year because the moon's orbit is tilted 5 degrees to the Earth's orbit around the Sun. This means the moon is only perfectly aligned between the Earth and the Sun twice a year. According to NASA, the annular phase of the solar eclipse, when only the Sun's outer edges are visible around the moon, will cross the Democratic Republic of the Congo, South Sudan, Ethiopia, Eritrea, Yemen, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Pakistan, India, China, and Taiwan. Viewers thousands of kilometers north and south of this area will be able to see varying stages of a partial eclipse. The annular eclipse will first appear at the border between the Republic of the Congo and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The point of greatest eclipse, when the axis of the moon's shadow cone passes closest to the center of the Earth, will occur over India near the borders with Nepal and China. The point of greatest duration for this annular eclipse, in other words, when its totality will last the longest, will also occur near the border of the Republic of the Congo and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, when it will last 1 minute and 22 seconds. If you missed this eclipse, don't worry. If you live in South America, the next solar eclipse will occur on December 20th, and it will be a total eclipse over parts of Chile and Argentina. And remember, if you're in a position to watch the eclipse, use protection. We don't want you to go blind because then you couldn't watch TomoNews.
The American Astronomical Society's website says eclipse glasses or handheld solar filters that are compliant with ISO 12312-2 international safety standards must be used when looking at a partially eclipsed sun. This is because the concentrated solar rays from the sun are strong enough to cause significant damage to the retina and could even lead to blindness. Unfiltered cameras, telescopes, or regular sunglasses must not be used when viewing an eclipse. Old solar filters must be discarded if they're scratched, punctured, torn, or damaged in any way. The solar filter can only be removed when the moon has completely covered the sun in a total eclipse. Alternate viewing methods include viewing the eclipse via a pinhole projection. This is when you cut a pinhole onto a piece of paper or cardboard and use it to project light onto another piece of paper to view the eclipse. The main point is, stay safe and do not look directly at the sun. A woman in New York found out firsthand how a solar eclipse fries your peepers after coming away from the Great American Eclipse with a crescent-shaped eye burn. Naya Payne had peeked at the eclipse with her naked eye for a few seconds before borrowing glasses from a woman nearby. The 26-year-old didn't know what eclipse glasses were supposed to look like, but claims the sun still seemed bright through the pair she had on. Hours later, she noticed her vision getting blurry and she began seeing a weird dark spot. She lost partial vision in her left eye the next day. Doctors examining her eyes were shocked to find that the damaged area in the left retina was crescent-shaped, making it look exactly like the eclipse. They suspect that the glasses she used were either defective or fake, which allowed solar radiation to penetrate through and cause retinal damage. The condition, known as solar retinopathy, is permanent and is currently untreatable. Instead, Payne has had to retrain her vision to cope, but she'll probably have a permanent crescent-shaped void in her sight for the rest of her life.
Fortunately, you don't need special equipment to view another amazing sight. The planet Venus will be visible in the night sky for most of this month and return later in the year as the morning star. When viewed from Earth, Venus is the third brightest object in the sky after the Sun and our Moon. It is the brightest planet because it is the closest planet to Earth, and its thick clouds of carbon dioxide and sulfuric acid reflect 70% of the light it receives from the Sun. But for most of the year, Venus is virtually invisible from our perspective, hidden by the Sun's glare. Venus is only visible for a few months at a time when it approaches its greatest distance from the Sun in our sky. One of those times is this month, when Venus will be the brightest as the evening star for all of this year. Here's how it works. Venus reached its greatest eastern elongation, or the absolute furthest point from the Sun in the night sky, on March 24th. At this point, approximately 50% of the planet was illuminated in the night sky. On April 28th, Venus will be at its greatest brilliancy as an evening star, when it will appear as a crescent that is approximately 25% illuminated. Venus will fade and vanish from view at the end of May. On June 3rd, Venus will be virtually invisible from our perspective, as it passes directly between the Earth and the Sun and is hidden by the Sun's glare. The planet will reappear as a morning star during the third week of June. On July 10th, Venus will reach its greatest brilliancy in the morning sky with approximately a quarter of its disk illuminated. Venus reaches greatest western elongation, the absolute furthest point from the Sun in the morning sky, on August 13. At this point, half of Venus will be illuminated. Venus will then grow fainter but continue to shine in the morning sky until late autumn of this year. For more news animations and explainers, hit the subscribe and bell button to join the TomoNews family. Thanks for watching.